Hello, welcome to the third lecture of Java programming. Today we're going to see data types in Java. Data types specify the different size and the values that can be stored in a variable. Just like any other programming language that defines how they're going to be stored is corresponding to variable. Data types in Java also do the same. There are basically two types of data types in Java. They are categorized as shown in this figure. The first one is primitive data types. The second one is non-primitive data types, or what we call them reference data types. Primitive data types categorized mainly into four, and each part have their own types. Totally there are 8 primitive data types in Java. The first one is Boolean. The second one is character. The third one is integer. In integer there are 4 parts: byte, short, int, and long. And the last one is float, and a deb. So these are the primitive data types in Java. The second part, the primitive data types are arrays, classes, interfaces, string, enumerations. They are non-primitive data types. What you call them reference data types. So when we came to the primitive data type, size they occupy on the memory, primitive data types are the building blocks of data manipulation in Java. The first one is bytes. The size of data for using byte is 1 byte. Now you know that 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. So it stores whole numbers from 128 to 127. The second one is short. It occupies the size of 2 bytes. Let's say the storage capacity on memory is described here in the description. Int is going to occupy 4 bytes. Long 8 bytes. Float 4 bytes, which is equivalent to int. Double 8 bytes. Boolean 1 bit. Character 2 bytes. So these are the data type, the fundamental data types that are used in Java. The primitive fundamental data types are used in Java. The other concept behind the Java are variables in Java. What are variables? It is the name given to memory location. When you store any value in memory, they are identified with name. These names are identifiers. So the location they're gonna specify is variables. So it is the basic unit of storage in any program. This the basic unit of storage in a program. How we declare a Java? How we declare variables in Java? The first one, we are going to use type, what we call them data types. Then names, these names are the identifiers that we call specifically when they identify the location, they are variables. So example, int is the data type, count is the identifier. So this is a declaration for variables in Java. Second, how to initialize variables in Java. To initialize the variables in Java, we are going to use data type, identifier, then values. So data type, variable name, then the values. Now int is a data type, age is a variable name, assigned operator is given in the middle, then the value 20 is the value given for initializing the variable age. 20 is reserved for the memory for the variable. This is the way you are going to initialize the values. initialize the values. Again, when we are discussing about variables, the way or in the way they are going to be used, they are classified into sets. The first one is local variables. It is defined within a block or method or constructor of that class. That is called as local variables. If you define within a method, within a block, within a constructor of that class only, it is locally accessible. So that is what we call it. It's a local variable. Second, instance variable. It is declared in a class outside of any method, any constructor or any block. That can be accessed from any class. They can be accessed from any class. This is what we call it in Java, instance variables. Instance variable. The third type is static variables. The static variables also called class variables. It is declared using static keywords in front of the data type. Within the class, outside of any methods, outside of any constructor, outside of any block. So, instant variables and static variables are identified, differentiated with static variable. If it is static variables, the keyword static is used in front of the data type. The rest, the place where they're going to be placed, the ways they're going to be initialized, the ways they're going to be accessed are mostly related. These are the types of variables in Java. Let me see one program. This is the way we can start our program. Suppose program 1, write a Java program that compute area of a circle by accepting an input from the sky. By accepting an input from the sky. In this case, what we are thinking, what is our inputs? After we identified our input, we have to think about what is to be processed. Then, after we identified the thing to be processed, finally, what is expected out of it? The input is given by the user, not immediately initialized. Then, area to be computed. Then finally, you are going to display the areas. Now here is the program, the full program. I'm using NetBeans. So while you are developing any program using NetBeans, always the first line contains package. Then after package, if you have any number of imported package, it is the next line to be placed. Then after, we are going to use public class, the class name. Then next public static void main in brackets string array arguments. Then next we are going to declare radius and area. Again, we declare pi. We immediately declared the value of pi and the initialized it. As you can see, line number 6, final double pi is equals to 3.14. So if it is constant value, the variable name is always written with uppercase letters. The next, since in object, then input is object for the scanner, new scanner system in. Now system.out.print enter radius, request is to enter radius is equals to input dot next double. So it loads on this radius. After we load on these variables, the radius variables, we are going to compute the area. So the area of circle is computed as pi radius square. So here area is equal to pi times radius. Finally, we are going to display the result of the computation. System.out.print line. Print ln line means it is on new line. Then in quotation, area of the circle is concatenating the above areas. This is the way that you're going to solve, that you're going to write a program for computation of the circle. Computation of all this program, how to create projects, package, and the classes, how to run them, how to compile them, and then finally by using command line, how you are going to compile, how the source code is changed and provide as a bytecode with their extensions are the tutorial that we'll see in the next tutorial. Thank you for your following. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my YouTube. Have a nice day.